Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am beyond stoked to bring to you guys today's video, which I promise you this is not clickbait. I'm gonna talk about moving out of California. Again, I'm gonna talk about, we are gonna talk about like our thoughts on it, but I wanted to do a quick intro, just basically kicking off this channel again and reintroducing like what I'm planning to do. So I know I posted like sporadically. I posted like a why we homeschool, some homeschool like updates, and like maybe like 2 vlogs, but it's honestly been just a handful, like a very small handful of videos I posted throughout the last 2 years on my YouTube channel. I'm not gonna really rehash why we stopped doing this channel as like our main income source. I will link the video here and down below if you have no idea where we've been and if you haven't seen my content. But anyways, I've debated like, should I recommit to this platform, you know, YouTube, obviously. Should I recommit to like the motherhood brand? Because as of right now, we don't need this brand as like I said, our income source. So it is time consuming, but I thought about it and I really like doing it. Obviously you guys know because I've been doing it forever, like 6 years plus. So I've decided to relaunch, I mean I already did on my Instagram, but I'm relaunching the Haley Page brand, and I wanted to do an intro explaining like what that looks like. So I'm stoked because I'm now able to create content on whatever I want. So I kind of already do, like, you know, talking about homeschool, but a lot of the stuff that I've done like in the past when I was doing this brand full time, it was like 100%, I mean not 100%, some of the vlogs like were not, but most of the content, like 80%, was like in order to grow and honestly just like appease brands, because we were making almost all of our income through brand deals. And as you can imagine, that's just like a job, and it's not something that is like inspiring for me to do, like having to do, and I might still do this like if I feel like it, but like for example, I mentioned it on Instagram, but like baby meal ideas, you know, like something like that. It's like, do I really want to document like all the meals that I'm creating for like a baby and like cook 5 different recipes in a day? Maybe, but probably not. So that kind of stuff, you know, it grows a channel, and it's helpful if you want to make money from it, but it's never something that's like I want it necessarily, like was excited to I mean, I'm excited, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's not interesting for me to talk about. So moving forward, I'm gonna be uploading, I'm gonna try my hardest, okay, to upload twice a week, which is like a lot, me publicly saying it. But this time I'm gonna talk about whatever I want. So Tuesdays and Fridays is gonna be the posting schedule. And then I'm doing a lot of other stuff. So I'm actually hosting a free challenge. It's like a free 5-day productivity challenge for moms. Actually, I already talked about this in the video you're about to watch, but anyways, all the links will be down below for signing up to my email newsletter and my blog if you guys wanna read weekly blog posts. And anyways, I'm just super stoked to be back here and recommit to this platform because it's something I've missed. I've had to put a big pause to focus on building a whole nother business, but now that that's pretty much built out, I mean, it never ends, but I have more time to do like my hobby, which is like this brand and sharing with you guys, which I've always loved like for years. So anyways, I thought for today's video, this is gonna be like a one-time thing. I'm never probably gonna do this ever again, but I thought I would also share our Digital Income Family podcast, just because it's a topic that will re-engage you guys with what we're doing in our life, explain like our thought process on things, and just like more of a personal topic that we're doing on the podcast. So usually I actually upload these podcast videos to our Digital Income Family, which is like our second brand, like our main business, but I upload it to that YouTube channel. So I'll link down below if you guys aren't subscribed, if you want to watch more of these. But we do have a podcast, Doug and I, and we just rant like every single week, not really, but we ramble about like, you know, like living the digital, obviously, income family life, like our income streams. We do income reports. We talk about earning a living online, but also like managing all as a family under the same roof, which is pure chaos, but we try our best. Anyways, so I wanted to also upload the podcast here for you guys today on my mom channel. Yeah, I honestly hope you guys don't take a big offense to this because we're like way more flippant like with our thoughts and just like opinions on that platform because it's like way smaller than this. And I always get like opinions from you guys, obviously, and they're warranted, but like on this platform. So I hope you guys don't take offense to what we're saying. We're just being like unabashedly ourselves. So we'll see what happens, but I'm gonna insert that right now. And anyway, subscribe to that channel, check out our podcast. I'll link everything down below. And then this will be the one time we ever do this, like me uploading the podcast here, but I just thought it'd be good for you guys to know what we're up to. And yeah, check out Friday's video as well. So I'm excited. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next, actually, I'll see you in the podcast. Hey guys, and welcome to another Nap Time podcast.
That's what it should be called, the Nap Time podcast.
Seriously,
I'm sure there's
weird,
already like a podcast.
Probably from not two moms. But anyways, yeah. Today, if you guys saw the behind the scenes of what we do to like make this podcast happen, which we're not that consistent, it would be like laughing matter because I hear a hamster right now in the other room. It's like on its wheel. And then the girls actually just got a CD player. We're trying to like
full size boombox.
Yeah, because they don't know how to work the Google Home, and we want them to listen to like
I don't need like a bunch of like ads on YouTube or something.
And they're like
a bunch of stuff.
We got some like CDs
they're
from
so
the
excited. They're like
Goodwill
learning how to do this, like pop them in and stuff. It's so funny.
Yeah, and the baby's sleeping. So do you have the monitor?
Oh yeah, I'll have to put it on.
This is gonna be a hot mess.
You should see Annabelle holds the CD like this, like
oh god,
like up in her hand, like she's holding the bottom of it.
Like, we're like,
don't touch it.
We had to explain to her what a CD was.
Yeah.
Anyways, today we wanted to, while Doug gets the monitor, we wanted to talk about moving, okay? Because I probably get this question every other day. Actually, I have a couple announcements before.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
The first one is a really exciting one. Doug doesn't know what's happening today on the podcast, but
no clue.
I actually relaunched my Haley Page brand.
Oh yeah, I knew about that.
Yeah, but like it hasn't happened yet, so it's like what the heck? Because we're like pre-recording it. But I relaunched that brand, and if you just follow like our business stuff on Digital Income Family, like on our Instagram, our email list, whatever, our podcast, then you probably, but most of you guys, I do have like a lifestyle brand that's been sort of put on hold for like, I don't even know how long, 2 years.
Oh yeah, something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah, I've debated with Doug, obviously, like, should I start it back over?
I mean, debating's putting it lightly. Basically, I just listened to her talk about her thoughts for like 3 hours a night.
Doug, shut up. It's just honestly committing to being an influencer, which some people would call me that. Yeah. But like committing to doing it again, it means so many things, like for your family.
Yeah, absolutely. It means a ton.
And so we're just treating it like a hobby. Like at least I am. Doug's not doing it.
Yeah.
But and so anyways, we have a new website he helped me with, and we also have a new training that I created, or I do, I guess. Doug has his own brand clearly, but so it's actually about time management for moms. So I just wanted to shout that out really quickly. You guys can download it down below. It's like a 5-day. I love challenges, clearly. Yeah. I didn't really intend for this one to be a challenge, but there's like exercises, and it's basically
challenges is cool because like they make you take action, like they make you do things. If it's just a training, people think, oh, I just like watch the training and do nothing. Yeah, but if it's a challenge, it's different.
Yeah, and this one is about how to, it's like the mindset of being able to manage your time effectively. You guys know I'm all about like psychology and like mindset and all that.
Mindset shifting and
because it's helped us so much, and even Doug too. But yeah, it's about tracking your time and being able to be an efficient housewife, or being able to hit your financial goals. It's not just for women that are stay-at-home moms. You can be a working mom like I am too. So yeah, grab that down below. And I'm excited about that. But today, what do we want to talk about?
We want to talk about like, because people do ask us about life and what we're doing with the business and what the business is allowing us to do. And like, because it sounds weird, but like Haley said, I think either last podcast or podcast before, we're trying to live like the unconventional life, like
by default we do,
like a different style of living, and what that means is that we can choose where we want to live.
And honestly, like, it is the most overwhelming decision.
It's tormenting and dumb, and like there's so many things.
I know that we are so blessed. We worked obviously really hard to be able to choose where we can live in the world, like honestly, but with that is almost like it's a curse, because it's honestly on you to choose your happiness, which it is no matter what. Okay, if you work like an 8 to 5, you have the choice to be happy every day, but when you have the choice to live and travel and do whatever, it's very overwhelming, because you are responsible for your family's happiness more. Like,
it's just, the thing is like, and I know we're gonna sound so dumb, like we're gonna sound so jaded, and we're gonna sound like people are gonna think that it's a dumb thing, but it's true. Okay, when you have full power over your decisions, you have much bigger decisions to be able to make. Yeah. Okay, versus whether like decisions are made for you, like, oh, this is your job and this is your career. Oh, we're gonna move you to this office or move you to that office. You're gonna be in this one.
Make it happy.
And you're like, good. You're like that now that's decision's taken care of, because you don't even think it's a decision, right? Because like you just think that it has to be that way. Yeah. Then you just decide on everything else. So like 100% of your focus is focused on all the other things that you have to do in this place. Yeah. But now we have like 95% of our decision making power has to be put into where we want to spend the rest of our life. Yeah. And honestly, like it might look like to some people or outsiders that we put it on hold because we are, okay, so for those who don't know, because I know a lot of people actually don't, not to go back so far, but. Well, let's see how far back we go.
Yeah. Okay. We're from Southern Cal. Well, no, I'm from Southern California. Doug's from NorCal. We met in college in a nutshell, and we've always stayed in SoCal. which is one of the most expensive places to live in the world, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
And so we decided to try back in 2018 to live in the South because of all the reasons that people move from California. This was back then. We're totally different people now, but we moved because it was cheaper and the people are friendlier. Like, honestly, they really are. We miss it.
Values, like there's a bunch of
There's also the coast there, which we really felt like we didn't want to leave the coastline. When you live when you live in the middle of America, it's like totally different. We've never lived without the beach, which is so stupid to say, but we thought that was weird. So we try to like find another place.
Get ready for
similar.
like the privilege comments coming in.
Yeah. Or thoughts. Like you're probably not going to comment it, but this is just how we were back then. Okay. We are, like I said, which we'll get to that, like totally different values now. Like, I mean, we're totally different people, what we care about than when we lived there. So anyways, we lived in Mount Pleasant or Charleston, South Carolina. And while we loved it, it was like huge shock. Do you want to like just debrief like in 30 seconds?
Okay. 30 seconds. It's like
content
humidity, weather, hurricanes, bugs. Like values are different.
Values. We like the values.
We like the values. I'm just saying, like, it was a huge shock. It was totally different. There's no fences in your backyard. I'm like, what? Like, there's no fences?
Well, I
it's
didn't
crazy.
mind that. But, like, we are used to melting pot. So, Doug grew up where he was the minority. Everybody who's Hispanic is like a farming town in NorCal. And I grew up in, I mean, I wasn't a minority, but, like, it's straight, like, melting pot. Like,
there's so many
Indians,
cultures
Asians,
that are here,
and, like, all the different types of food, all the different types of people. So, when you move to a place, not to get weird, but it's just a fact. Like, when you move to a place and everyone's sort of the same, it's so weird for us being like from California. It's like, whoa. So that was a shock.
I know. Then some people are like, you just got to go to North Charleston for your diversity. And I'm like, no, that's not what I'm talking about.
There's like
okay?
one
like,
Asian store now.
Well, it's not, there's the one Asian store in North Charleston. That is true. We did find it.
But that's not why we moved back. So we moved back. We lived there for a year.
Yes, we lived there for a year.
But the biggest reason, we could have stuck it out and we would have really liked it. Okay.
I started loving it. Like, I started actually really liking it.
He says this, but he's got amnesia. Okay.
That's what we say. I know where Haley's going with this. It's like family.
Yeah. So like we only had a baby at the time. She wasn't even one yet. No, she was one. She was like Annabelle, our firstborn.
Yeah. So Annabelle's like 1.5.
And when you just have one little tiny thing that doesn't really like remember the grandparents as much, I mean, they can, but like, you know, it's easy to take them away from their family, which we don't really have a lot of family in general.
Yeah,
like
but
where we live.
My only family, so like Haley's only family, like her closest relatives, her closest immediate family, wasn't here in Southern California.
Yeah, at the time.
Then mine, also, all of my family, extended family, all family is all in Northern California up there in the Central Coast. 8
hours away.
Like that's it. All of them.
Yeah.
Like
so
except my brother who's in Virginia.
And my sister lives in Tennessee, but she doesn't want to live there. People say move to Tennessee. She doesn't like it there. So that's not an option. But anyways, so then once our child started getting older, we're like, oh my gosh, like we really miss our families. Like even though Doug's family's far away, it's like I miss my parents. I'm so close with them already. Yep. And then, you know, like we want our children to be with family.
With their grandparents. Like
I
spent so much time at my grandparents' house. It was like a second house.
Yeah.
You know, and like that's just how we kind of imagine things. And it was hard to imagine that in a state on another side of the country that like we just never thought would be there, you know.
So the humidity and the bugs and that was like, you know, the lack of diversity, whatever you want to call it, and the fried chicken on every street corner, which we honestly like. But that was like crazy.
Grits with cheese, my cheese grits, like just so bomb, shrimp and grits.
It was not very
I was about it.
But it was good.
It wasn't. It was really good.
Anyways, it was that. But really, it was like we were lonely, and we could have figured it out. Okay,
honestly, we could have. We made some good friends. Like we made good friends in South Carolina. Like super nice people. They were so welcoming. It was so cool. It's just it's not your family, which makes it hard.
Yeah, and so we were just like, dude, move back. Let's move back before we get any
crazy into it. And so something that made it different was like towards the end of our lease, Scarlett was born.
Yeah.
And so we had our second child, and then even further increased the fact that like, we should move back because my parents never met Scarlett. Like they weren't at the hospital. They didn't come out of South Carolina. No. So if we would have never moved back, I don't know when they would have come to visit. Like they probably would have at some point. Yeah. But they worked and they were like in California.
So we were like, let's just move back, you know, like
let's just be near family.
So then life is crazy. Life is so crazy. Okay, it makes me just
So we got to go through this whole thing. Wow, this is longer than 30 seconds.
This is a moving podcast.
Okay, but here's the thing. Okay. At the time, like we you know, when we were getting to South Carolina, I actually still had my job for a minute, you know, and they let me move, which was amazing, which was really cool. And not everybody has that ability, but then I didn't want to do that anymore. We wanted to go full time with our business.
Yes. So he quit.
And so I quit. And so then that allowed me to just move back whenever I wanted to. And like then those decisions started coming, and that's when we started to feel the pressure of like choosing where you want to live.
Yeah. So then we moved back here, and I'm gonna try and speed this up because I know a lot of you guys already know this. And it's like, oh my gosh, I've heard it a million times. But and you've also, I was vlogging a lot back then, so you know. But then we moved back, and I stopped wanting to be an influencer because, you know, cliche me, I like to switch things up all the time. Just kidding. So then we went all in on courses, which is why we have this podcast sort of in the first place. And then we had no money to buy a house because we put it all in on learning how to build a core or digital business.
Yes,
you know?
and
So
by
totally
all in,
different.
we mean like literally all in.
Yeah.
Like everything.
Yeah. I mean, we had some savings, but it wasn't enough to at all. It was not $100,000 to buy a house. That's at the time. Now it's like the houses are even more than they were in 2019. We moved back. So then right after we moved back, my mom's like, I'm moving me and my dad to Mexico. My parents are absolute, like, just, they would say it like they're crazy. They really are. They're obviously, that's where I get it, I think, but to an extent. Doug's like, yeah,
I'm not allowed to say, like,
you are.
Like, no comment.
It's fine. But they just like, I want to say they're sort of like hippies, but they're not. They're like hippies.
Free spirits.
Free spirit. Like,
free spirits
they don't
is like
meet anybody but each
100%.
other.
No.
They don't have like a bunch of friends. Like they just do them. They fish in the ocean off their kayak, and they're like pushing 70 years old.
Yeah.
So, and anyways, they've worked. My mom worked as a nurse for her whole life, and she's sick of it. And they wanted to live by the ocean. They're like fish themselves.
They're on the ocean.
They love it.
Dude,
so,
they're on the ocean.
Yeah.
Like,
And so
literally.
they moved to Mexico, and now they're like 8 hours away. And so I'm like, are you serious? Like, I mean, honestly, it was a rough time there, but love my parents. They come up a lot, and they drive to see us like every other month, if you know, something around there. But so now we're like, dude, I mean, eventually we want to move our parents when I convince my mom, because she's so hard-headed, and she would say the same thing. Like, I don't know what she's going to think about this podcast. She's not listening to it. But anyways, she wants to be in control of her life and not rely on me, whatever. Yeah. So I think that's noble. You know, it's something I can say. But so eventually I want to convince them, though, to move next to us, because I love my parents so much.
Because that was the whole point. The whole point was like that we can do that. And now that like our business is doing so much better, now we're just like, oh, we could even buy them a house. Yeah. And really dangle that in front of them like, hey, we have a house for you.
Yeah, she don't care. That woman, like, she'll be like, Doug. So anyways.
I know.
Anyways, that's
not
that
at your house? I don't know.
Work.
Something's going to come.
Anyways, so we would like that to happen within the next like 5 years. This is not us being like gross and like pretentious. Like, we worked really hard to get here, and I'd have to convince my mom. So anyways, but the point is they live in Mexico. They live like 8 hours away, and they do see us every other month. But I'm like, is that enough to live in one of the most expensive places in SoCal? But also besides the fact that it is expensive, and we're looking at right now $2 million homes. What is like, what, 3 to 4 bedrooms? Okay. 4 bedrooms, but like not half an acre. It's still like
it's like a quarter acre. You still don't even talk about acreage when you're in like the twos.
No. And
like,
so I'm
crazy.
just like, dude, it's like $500,000 in cash you want to put down. You don't have to, but that's like what we're looking, because we want a certain type of loan. And I don't want to like $20,000 a month in mortgage payments. So I would put a lot down. And then, wow, it's like, you know, we could do it. We have to work our ass off, which we already are. Yeah. But like, we could do it to be near my ish family, like to be near ish our families, which again, 8 hours and 8 hours. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So, and then also just the other things that come with living in California. It's like a lot of people talk about homeless, you know, just taking over the whole state. It's not like that in Orange County.
They're not like banging on our doors.
You gotta be careful with what the media says. It's true in Santa Monica, in Los Angeles, but we don't live there. We live in Orange County. It's like pristine in a lot of places. Yeah. I mean, what do you have to say about?
Yeah, I mean, there are some places. Obviously, there are always some places that are going to have some homeless in California. Yeah. And like, but it's not rampant, you know. Like they're not like up and down the streets everywhere. You know, the Skid Row, things like that. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was wild when the last time we went there for the Long Beach Grand Prix.
Oh man,
they were everywhere. I was just like, wow, this is buck wild. But anyways, no, it's like there are other things that come with California, and you know, people always talk about the values, the politics, the like. I don't want to say celebrity status, because not everybody in California is a celebrity, but like
absolutely okay. No, not that.
No, but it is that mentality.
Okay, so we went to church
in Orange County. Yeah. There's more Land Rovers. There's more Teslas. There's more G-Wagons.
Dude, I'm not against those things.
No.
I want to try Tesla out. Like, honestly, they look nice. But it's not that. I'm not against wealth. You guys know it's like we are not about that. But it's just like an air of like, I'm better than you.
The people stepping out of the G-Wagons, the people stepping out of them, like it was just so different. I never want to
say that wealthy people are snooty, because like they are not. And if you think that, you're never going to be wealthy.
There are good wealthy people that are not snooty. Yeah. There are wealthy people that don't look wealthy and that don't act wealthy, and that they are.
Around here, like closer to the beach,
it is just like rampant with people that
Haley sees like Hermes bags and stuff, like,
which I'm okay with all those things. Like I don't care.
I know,
like,
but it's when you go to they don't like,
they're not down
you don't want to be
earth,
talked
okay?
to.
Yeah, no,
you
they
know,
don't want to be talked to.
They don't want to be approached.
They're
They
not
don't make
friendly.
friends.
Yeah, and also everybody's got, which I'm not against this again, but the moms aren't there. They're like, there's nannies at the parks. Like, it's me and the nannies.
Oh, yeah.
Which, again,
I
don't
sure,
care.
100%.
Like, you do you. I have a babysitter. She's coming Monday. But, like, you know, it's a different type of value. Like, you know, people value different things here. So, anyways, the values, we had to interrupt because, obviously, there's always a child need a coloring book.
Always.
But, you know, the values of people in other places are different, okay?
Yeah, to summarize the values, there's, like, to us, it feels like, and this is all perception and feels.
Yeah.
But it feels like in other places, family and relationships come first, and they're like that's very heavily emphasized.
Yeah.
Family especially. When we went to the South, family was everywhere,
Which is
man.
why it was even so hard to live there.
It was hard because we were envious, and like it was crazy.
Envious isn't a word. It's just kind of sad.
It was sad. Yeah, it was sad because like family was there and all kinds of family.
But we're just realizing that like we're not going to have that. You know, I'm not going to cry. Like literally not. Like it is what it is. But I've already sort of like mourned that type of life that I thought that I'd have. You know, let's not get there or go there. And we thought about living near Doug's family. So I know people are like, let's do it, dude. Absolutely not. His family lives near Santa Cruz, California, and $2 million is not even anything.
That's like
so we'd have to be making like $10 million to like swallow, because when we buy a home, we're not going to spend all our money on a home. Like we want to invest in lots of other things and like rental properties, apartment complexes, ideally.
We have other business
we
plans,
want to take
like,
a really
lot of
small
stuff,
like we're not doing what everyone else does, obviously. We want to take a small percentage of our income, really small, and put it into a little house. I don't even care. And focus on like expanding wealth, you know?
Yes.
I already know that like more things like does not mean anything, like doesn't.
Okay.
So
where does that lead us to now?
So NorCal's not an option is my point. So we've been looking at other places and like I don't know because I do really like it here. Okay, it's like beautiful. The weather's amazing. There's a lot of cons. There's a lot of pros. Yeah, the food and there's everything you could ever want. Like people crap on the state, and I'm in this like Facebook group of like 100,000 people leaving California, and it's just like psychos, like straight up. But I follow because it's like, entertaining, and a lot of them and what they say is right, but it's so extreme, and that's what you see on the media. But our little bubble is full of nice people. Like our neighborhood is super nice. Everyone's really nice. And there's the desert and the mountains and the snow all within a driving distance and the beach. So we love it. And so we're still on the fence. Well, we've looked at states. Okay, go ahead. What states?
What do you want? Oh, you want me to go through the states?
Yeah.
Well, what states? What
okay,
do you want to start with?
I've looked at Florida because everyone loves that place.
Yeah, I just think it's a big old hurricane place.
I can't do it. I saw a picture. It's literally not a picture. It's like a video of just happened like last week. Yeah. It was like a giant tornado like on the beach. I was like, what is that? And we had to evacuate in Charleston. I'm like, I don't really want to have to evacuate.
Well, the first time we evacuated, the second time we were like, you know what? We're just going to chance it. We're not going to evacuate.
I don't remember that. I blocked
it.
But that's just something we're not used to. And a lot of people, everyone there was so chill. They're like, it's fine. I'm like, what's your house? I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to take my wedding dress. Like what? Like my wedding books. Like what do I take with me? Like we've never.
I know,
and people
crazy.
Say there's fires here and earthquakes.
Oh, people are like, an earthquake can split the ground at any second.
It can. Knock on wood.
Yeah,
I do think about it.
It honestly can, but
we don't deal with that. We live in the city, which again is another thing. So do you want to talk about like the lifestyle that we sort of are leaning towards?
What kind of? Well, yeah, but we could talk about that in a second. Okay. Yeah, I'll get there in a second. But okay, look, Florida.
Sorry, yeah.
We looked at that and we were like, Florida sounds cool. There are obviously very successful people that live in Florida.
Humid.
A lot of like mentors that we know live in Florida and stuff like that. You know, people, influencers, people love Florida. Every time I hear about Florida, it's about some crazy person in the news. Yeah, so it's always the Florida man, but whatever. It's just a stereotype. But anyways, so we were looking at like Florida. That was a thing. That's thinking about South Carolina and stuff again. Like I thought about that too.
No, I wasn't.
I know Haley wasn't. I thought about it too, and I was like, man, you know what? It was pretty cool in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Then we were like, is there literally anywhere in the Midwest that we would want to live? And I was like, I don't think so.
I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Okay, so look at here's the thing. Okay, I love cars and I love motorsports.
Yeah, I'm letting Doug make this
decision. The South and like the Midwest and even like Northeast-ish, getting up there, Pennsylvania, like those areas, very heavy like motorsports history, and I love that kind of stuff. And so I want to be near that kind of stuff, and that's the kind of stuff that I have. Like those kinds of values.
I know, not really. Right? I knew.
But so there's that kind of stuff. But even so, like in the Midwest, we just thought to ourselves, like it would be really weird to us to just move literally to the middle of like the United States. So I don't know if that was a thing. Tornadoes.
There are things that I'm looking for, okay, and the Midwest doesn't have it. So I'm looking for like not extreme weather conditions. Like why? If I don't, again, we can live anywhere. Like why would I choose in a place that's like straight tundra? Like I'm not gonna do that. I mean, I don't know. We're leaning towards something else, but we'll tell you in a minute what our actual options are. So what else are we looking for? I mean, I want things to do.
Yeah, this is the hard part. Okay, this is what's so hard. Okay, we're dumb. All right, now listen. People are gonna be like, "You're dumb." It's like it's like one of those triangle things.
We know.
Okay, like you know,
you can. We know.
So like in business, you can either have something fast. There's like three things, right? Good, fast, or cheap. Okay, if you want something good and fast, it's not gonna be cheap. And if you want something fast and cheap, it's not going to be good. Like it's a triangle. You only get two things out of that.
Tired of it.
Right? Okay, those are the only two things that you get. It's the same thing with living. Okay, because we're over here. We're like, we want lots of things to do.
Boo-hoo.
We want...
Suck it, Haley. You're just so like, you want everything.
Listen, we want lots of things to do. We want lots of diversity and like fun, like, you know, culture and like lots of food and lots of different stuff. We want good weather. And then all of a sudden you're like, we want land. And you're like, shit. Like, okay. We want land. And then we want values.
Yeah.
Like everything all in one spot.
And
then all of a sudden you're like, throw in the ocean, throw in an international airport. And then you're like,
you're here.
California.
Well, no,
the values aren't in California. There's no land out here.
Also, we're not getting political like at all because I'm tired of it. Like there's enough people getting political. But certain things the state does, like obviously for most people, we don't jive with. That's all I'll say, you know? Yeah. So there's that. Yep. But anyways, so, okay, we looked at Florida, the hurricanes and the humidity and the cockroaches, like don't get me started. So I just like freak out because we don't deal with bugs like here, like
so
literally.
Some people like it. We know people that like it out there. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's nice, but it's well, okay, where are the other places?
Okay.
Tennessee, my sister doesn't like it. Okay. Like it's a beautiful place. So saying my sister doesn't like it, I don't want to put words in her mouth, obviously. She talks about it. She's looking at more arid climates for the obvious, like the mosquitoes really annoy her. She's from California. She lived there for 9 years in Tennessee though. Mosquitoes and
humidity,
lack of things to do. So she lives near Memphis. She doesn't live in Memphis, but around there. So yeah, she could move to Nashville, but again, you're still faced with humidity slapping you in the face at like 9 a.m. And so she's looking at arid climates like Idaho.
Yes. Oh, are we going there now?
Okay,
yeah, everyone's talking about Idaho.
And also, she was looking at Colorado, which feels like California in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So anyways, we're actually going to Idaho.
We are. We're going to go there. We're going to go check it out. Going to go visit a couple of cities.
But I already like posted in my homeschool group, like my mom group, that I run on Facebook. And I'm like, okay, what do you like about Idaho? Whatever. People are like, well, just don't move here. And you know the cliche, like don't move here if you're going to change the laws. Like,
people are just like, it's full. And it's like, it's full, like seats taken, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, come on, people.
So we are a little worried that people there are just like assholes. Like, I'm not gonna lie, because we already deal with a lot of that here. So we're just like, great, like, because it's not really. This is all stereotypes. I'm all about stereotypes. What else are we supposed to go off of? We don't. Well, you do have a friend that loves it there. He lives there.
Yes.
But it's like we have nothing else to go off of, so we kind of think like, well, they're not Southern, so like, are they nice there? Like, I don't know, like, because people here are not that nice.
I'm gonna put when I upload this on YouTube or the podcast or whatever, I'm gonna put an asterisk on there that's like stereotypes incoming, like warning. These are all our own thoughts and our own opinions, whatever. Okay, but everywhere online says people from Idaho are just asses. It just says they're all just like
that in all the groups. Are like, it's full. Get out of here. Which I understand. Like they are talking to a certain type of person that, shouldn't move to a place like Idaho. Like, my gosh, there's like American Eagles like on the back of the trucks, and like that's just what I think. You can
like open carry. Like there's all kinds of stuff that you can do in Idaho.
So
and it's just like they don't want you coming in and changing it. And it's like that's
totally
fine.
Get it.
I'm not gonna come in and change it.
But it scares us,
Okay.
What you're like, where'd you move from? We're just like, we're nomads. Like, what are you supposed to say?
I'm like South Carolina. Like
we just live nowhere.
Mexico.
Just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, geez,
like,
So
no habla inglés. But seriously, and so that's just we're literally any answer but California, because everywhere we read online, there's even a guy on YouTube, some like realtor guy.
Oh my gosh, he's trying to get clients, and he's like, listen, but if you are that type of person, get out of here. I'm just like, you don't want business. Like,
I know.
So we're kind of scared. But okay, whatever. So can you explain our trip? Doug booked this at like 1 a.m. last night.
So we're gonna go visit it. Like there are basically two areas in Idaho that we're looking at. Obviously, I got a really good friend that's in Boise. He loves it. He's all about it. He's from California.
He moved to Texas.
Then he was in Texas.
My family's all in Texas too.
Yes. And so, but then he moved to Boise, and he's like, it's way better. Like he loves it out
Texas
there.
Because the weather only. The people cool.
Yeah, he liked it, but like the weather got him, and like a bunch of other stuff. But his values align with people in Idaho. Our values align. Everything that's there. He loves it in Boise.
Yeah.
So we're gonna check out Boise.
But the thing about Boise, like already, and we're gonna do a podcast recapping clearly.
Yeah.
But the thing about Boise for me that Doug's like way more into it than me, but I'm just like, dude, it looks like
the plains. It's just like the
pretty.
plains out there.
You know, if for anyone that follows me, I love trees because I don't get that in SoCal. Like, really,
I'm all jaded. I like grew up in a redwood forest.
Yeah, he did. So he's just sick of it. Doug just wants a patch of dirt so he can like freaking
ride go-karts and stuff.
Yeah. I'm just like, seriously. But I just want to live in beauty, like for the first time in my life. California is beautiful, but not like you live in the city, you just see a bunch of houses. And anyways, so yeah, it just looks like brown and flat and ugly. So we'll see.
Okay, so yeah, some people are like, oh, we're gonna go up in the mountain, and it's just like our typical hill.
It's like a hill. I'm like okay. Because California is very like, what is that word?
Yeah, there's a lot of elevation. There's all elevation changes.
Like,
topography is wild. It's crazy. So, yeah, there's a lizard in our house.
Shut up.
Like it's like over there. It's on the bricks.
I see it.
It's over here on the bricks, Haley. It's on the left side of the bricks. Do you see it?
Dude,
Do you see it?
no.
Yeah, look at there it is. Look at there it is.
That thing just comes up and like bites me. Okay.
Anyways, we're gonna get.
Anyways, they're everywhere in the back. Okay, so then we're gonna go to another place, like right after that.
Okay, time out. It's Boise.
Oh yeah, did I say Boise?
Yeah, me too.
That's a dead giveaway.
Boise. I know, but it's like
Spanish.
Yeah, it's literally on Reddit. Somebody was like, if you want to blend in, you gotta say Boise. Like you can't say Boise.
I'm the worst. I will not say anything.
I know.
Okay, then we're gonna go to another place after that called.
Yeah, where are we going?
No, you do it.
Okay, then we're gonna go to Coeur d'Alene.
Someone said I overspoke on Doug last episode,
I know,
so I'm trying to hold it back.
Yeah,
I'm not doing
let
well.
me keep talking.
Go ahead.
So we're gonna do Coeur d'Alene, which is like some people are like it's Canada. Like you might as well just move to Canada. It's like so far north.
I'm not so scared of snow, but it's like, dude, shoveling your way to your house. Like, why would I pick that?
Like we have students and friends that are in Coeur d'Alene, which is actually very interesting.
Yeah.
That they're there, and
they like it.
They literally show snow like up to your knees, blocking your door. Like
I'm just like.
and then like we've never lived in snow.
You know, someone would be like humidity or snow.
Massive trees. There's a lake.
So
we're gonna be staying on the lake. Like there's gonna be so many cool things that we're gonna do there. It's supposed to be really hot in Idaho the time that we're supposed to be going, but whatever. But it's exciting because it's just drastically different. And so we need to get it out of our heads. And this is the thing that you need to do, which is like crazy, but it allows us to do it like our business and stuff. But basically, we have to eliminate and cross things off our list.
Yeah.
Right. And so do we want the wilderness? Do we want? Well, yeah, Coeur d'Alene's like the forest.
Like bears. Like, I was already like, do you let your kid play around in like a forest? Like, I don't know. Anyways, go ahead.
I mean, speaking of bears, Haley's Instagram's full of bears for some reason. Her algorithm. But anyways, okay. Anyways.
I looked up a bear once, and now my whole feed is like reels of bears, and I tagged on all the. Okay, go ahead. You're so annoying.
But it's like the wilderness, and so it's a lot. I mean, compared to here, yes, it is the wilderness. Okay, it's drastically different. Yeah. Our kids are like, oh, look, a squirrel, and it's like a rabid ground squirrel running across the sidewalk. Okay, or it's like flattened. It's like flattened on the ground because it got ran over by a semi. Okay, but so that is our wilderness. But now we're gonna go to the wilderness, like literal wilderness, where it's like forests and animals and all the stuff that's up there, but drastic climate changes.
Yeah, like Boise is like dry and it has 4 seasons, but Coeur d'Alene is like however much snow, like 70.
It was like 70 inches a year or something of snow.
Whoa. My sister's already like, you're gonna hate it, you're stupid, don't even like that's how we speak to each other.
Yeah, but I'm excited.
But I gotta look at it.
Snowmobile sound fun. You know what I'm saying? Like that sounds cool.
Anyway, so that's what is new.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do, and that's what we're gonna try. Because when you have to make this decision, you will just spend endless nights quarreling over the pros and cons of different places. I'm just putting it out there. But it is like what's that phrase? Like it's a good thing and a bad thing, you know, that to be able to have that ability.
But and it is. And like, so now I'm battling like, well, am I going to see my parents the same amount, you know, or Doug's parents? Of course, my mom pops up on my phone. Jones sent me a message like, what the heck? She's
like listening.
Seriously. So yeah, am I going to see them the same amount, you know, because there's totally different lifestyles. I'm going to try and like end this because I know it's like a long episode, but it's like here we will live in urban city. We get to have every type of climate, you know, within driving distance. And there's a lot of homeschool opportunities, which is so important. That's why I can't really live in the middle of nowhere, because I am social and like I am trying to de-school all that stuff. But like I still feel, and I don't need this necessarily according to like, you know, homeschool moms that have been doing it for a long time, but I feel I want a community of like that. A lot of people don't need that. They just stay at home. But like I want that. So I don't want to live in like such a rural place, but anyways, different lifestyles. So living here, it's like you have a dog, you don't get chickens, which I really want. So
we didn't even talk about animals. We didn't talk about farm animals and stuff like that. Like we can barely have a hamster here.
Yeah, you can get like a regular backyard, you know, regular garage space, nothing crazy for Doug, which is like his passion in life. But it's an amazing place to live.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. But then the flip side's complete opposite. It's like you can have land, you can have animals, but you're not really near family, at least for us either way. So
yeah, so it's just tough, but like, I don't know. It's hard to sit here and go back and forth, like I said, about the pros and cons of everything, because there's always going to be pros and cons.
Of course, yeah.
On everything.
We have to go and see it.
But we're going to go and see it. We're going to go check it out. So we're going to have create content around that, obviously. But this is one of those things that we have the ability to do so. And I hate to like just try to reiterate that point or beat a dead horse. Mm-hmm. But like, if we would have never pursued this, we would never have that opportunity to do so.
Totally.
And I'm just super thankful for it. So like, it's honestly so cool. But
but I think that's everything. So we're going to go there, I think, next week on a whim. And then we'll do a podcast episode telling you maybe when we're there, we could do one. I don't know.
Yeah, that might be kind of cool.
I'm trying to work on the road.
Cool.
I tried to get Doug to put our stuff in storage next year and travel everywhere, but he told me no. So
no, I'm not about that. I like having a home base. Like I like having all my stuff.
240.
Dude, I got so much stuff that I like, all my cars and my tech and all my stuff.
He's a hobbyist.
Yeah. Anyways,
we just got to make both happen. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, like, this is again like a very unique opportunity, but it's not just for us. Like, anybody literally can do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have. I'm gonna put links, of course, everywhere.
We have a lot of students that are nomads.
Yep.
Which we're not, like, obviously. And I always look at their life with their kids, and they're traveling around everywhere. They world school or do like funky things. I'm like, that is so cool. It's just, anyways. So yeah, we're probably going to end it on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will go ahead and link the new challenge that I have for if you're struggling with time management, if you are particularly obviously a mom. We also have our 100K
5-day challenge for that too.
5-day challenge. And so if you want to make $100,000 and you're starting from scratch, literally, and you have no following online and you want to do it in 12 months or less, we have a ton of students that have done it. And they're not like some super experts. So we have that. I'll link that one down below.
And this is for the hardcore people who are actually listening to the end of the podcast that's here. We're actually going to be opening up our program again for enrollment soon.
We've gotten questions about that.
Accelerator. So everybody's like, is there a wait list? What is there that's going on? In the next couple of days, hopefully after this rolls out, we're going to be taking on new students. So if you're interested in that, if you want to learn about the program, you can DM us Digital Income Family on Instagram. Send us an email, whatever, leave a comment.
Good bonus.
Yeah, the bonus, really, like, people, I've snuck a couple of people in, like, with the new bonus, and they're like stoked. And so we'll announce that. But thank you guys so much for listening to us rant about life, and we will see you next week. Bye, guys.